Once bombs fell from the Lancaster, now here in Lincolnshire, poppies. Quite a sight, even for 97-year-old Navy veteran ALFRED, who watched the war end from his ship in Tokyo.
The Admiral of the British fleet went on board the Missouri to sign the declaration, and we could see in the distance them actually signing it, which was a great honour.
Ahead of Remembrance, the Royal British Legion sells poppies to raise funds for veterans while honouring the sacrifice made by so many in the armed forces. Hundreds of servicemen and women come to the old East Kirkby RAF base for the Appeal's launch, including Clive.
I lost a few friends in Aden during my time in 64, 65 with the Coasting Guards, and it was just something that sticks with you.
John is county chairman at the Legion.
We believe that everybody wearing a poppy is remembering. It doesn't matter about necessarily how much money they've put into the pot to raise funds, but it's the wearing of the poppy that counts.
The old base is now a museum and home to Just Jane, one of only 4 Lancaster bombers left in the UK. During the war, more than 7,000 were built and are credited with taking the fight to Germany when Britain was facing defeat. Despite the sheer scale of the bomber from the outside, inside it's actually quite tight. You can only imagine how difficult it was to walk around in here during a bombing raid above Berlin when you were being shot at. From this airfield alone at East Kirkby, 3 planes were lost on average a week. Now Just Jane is used for remembrance events and heritage. She can't fly, but drives visitors along the runway. For Ivan, riding the Lancaster today is special.
The photograph you can see is my dad, and he was a frame mechanic, and behind him is a Lancaster which has been crashed. And he was an airframe mechanic, and this was his job, what they call the smash and grab crew. And I'm very proud of it. Volunteers like Mark spend their time keeping this history alive.
The young ground crews would have charged the brake presses in exactly the same way, because they'd have moved the aircraft around on the ground to the dispersals.
It's hoped that Jane can be restored completely and fly in future memorials. Andrew is manager at the museum.
To come and see a Lancaster running, it's kind of the ultimate way to remember Bomber Command and those that gave their lives. It kind of takes on a whole different atmosphere and different feeling when it starts up and runs, rather than just being held in a hangar static.
Beyond the planes and poppies, Remembrance is about the people who gave their lives and still serve for Britain. Will Hollis for GB News in East Kirkby.